Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I am your host, your expert life strategist, Karena Calhoun, and I'm super excited. Today we have another great episode for you all, and we have another amazing, I'm not going to say guest, I'm going to say community member, because I love that community member, Beth Learn. Beth, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's kind of a quiet, misty morning here in the Pacific Northwest where I live.
Awesome. So where in the world are you?
So I am precisely in Southwest Washington State, not Washington, D.C., but the state over on the West Coast. I'm about an hour and a half away from the Oregon and Washington coasts. And it's a gray day. Yesterday it was sunny and 80, and today it's threatening to rain.
Oh, gotcha. I love it. Now, I have not been as far as Washington State, or have I? Nope, I have not. I've been to Nevada,
Mhm.
uh, and pretty close to, let's see, what state is outlining Nevada? Um,
Um, oh man, you're testing my map
I
skills.
know mine too.
I want to say Utah and maybe Montana's in there too, but I think some people are booing me right now as they listen.
It's
So
okay. It is perfectly okay. But nonetheless, I've been as far as Nevada, but that's about it. But I do want to get all the way to the end of the West Coast at
oh,
some
it's
point.
beautiful.
I know, and I love the coast. I'm on the East Coast, so I love the beach. But I'm kind of, I don't know. I love the beach. I love the mountains. I just really love the
Mhm.
earth, I
You get
think.
it all here. You get the
Yeah.
mountains, you get the beaches, you get the lakes, you get the rivers, you get all of it within 30 minutes to an hour away.
We're like that too. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and Richmond is called the River City because we actually
Mm.
have a huge river that flows center of the city. I mean, directly through the city. Huge
What
river,
river?
James River.
Hmm.
Yeah, and
We
but
have the
then
Columbia. We have the Columbia that divides Oregon and Washington, and it's
wow. And then
huge.
we have the beach, which is about an hour and a half away. But then we have mountains, which are not far either. So
Yeah.
either direction, I mean, we're like, we have it
We could
all
switch
too.
places. We could just trade places for
No,
a
I
while.
know, because I want to experience it somewhere else.
Just do a swap. I'm
Yeah.
game.
So, Beth, tell us, with all of these different beautiful places surrounding you, how are you loving on the world around you?
Well, I have my two children and they kind of take a lot of my priority, but my family is also deeply involved in the recovery community. So
Mm,
beyond the business that I have, we volunteer with people that are coming out of addiction. And I'm the children's pastor at our church, and a lot of our little kids have been in foster care and are recently reunited with their families that have tried really hard to get them back after recovering from drugs and alcohol. And I love doing that. I love watching lives get restored and moms being reunited with their kids. And just yesterday, I got to testify on behalf of a mom who's worked really hard and help her get her kids back. And that's really rewarding. And I love also teaching classes in the community. I volunteer my fitness services in the recovery community as well. And um, I just started volunteering also at a local sauna spa.
okay.
And I love doing things like that.
I love it, and I'm probably going to shock a few folks because I have not shared this much here on the podcast for as long as I've had this podcast going. I am actually someone who battled addiction
Mm,
many years ago. I was a functioning alcoholic, and by the grace of Jesus Christ, I was saved
that's
and called
awesome.
into ministry. So
There you
a lot
go.
of people don't realize that. I have not told, I
Mm.
guess, this show that, and I was actually able to share that this weekend with a group of leaders, and it was so amazing, so amazing. So I applaud you
Well,
for the
I
work
applaud
that you're
you.
doing. Yes, thank you,
I mean, congratulations,
thank
because it
you.
takes a lot of work
It
and it's not easy to get clean
does.
and sober and to stay that way. And
Yeah.
you're amazing. And look what you've done.
Yes. Thank you. It's because of God. It is literally
Amen.
because of God. Only
Mhm.
Him. One day I will share my testimony here on the podcast. Maybe it's coming up soon because I've never gotten this far into it on the
Yeah.
show. So maybe it's coming up
Maybe
soon.
it's time. Maybe it's
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about the things that you're doing. I know you talked about fitness and
Mhm.
things like that. So I'm super excited to hear about that simply because that is something that I believe we should really be focusing on so that we can continue the journey that God
Mhm.
has placed us on, being
Yes.
healthy, not necessarily being slim and trim, as my
Right.
parents used to say back in the day,
Right.
but being fit so that we can continue the journey. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm the founder of Fit2B, which is an online website that provides family-friendly, holistic home workout videos for women who have had children, usually, not always. We serve a wide demographic of women that just want to work out from home and feel comfortable in their own skin. And um, I love the term beautifully imperfect, perfectly imperfect, because like, what's a
I
perfect
love
body?
that.
Right? Like show up in the skin that you're in and
Yeah.
do your best. And, I have a degree in exercise and sports science. I've been teaching group fitness since I was 18. And um, I just really have a passion for helping people understand their bodies because
Yeah.
God made us amazing, fearfully and
Yeah.
wonderfully. And it's
Yeah.
anatomy and physiology and biomechanics and alignment and all that. My husband's a diesel mechanic and I'm a body mechanic. That's our joke.
Gotcha. I love it. I love it. I love
Yeah.
that.
And my specialty is diastases recti or diastasis recti. It gets pronounced different ways, but I'm from the West, so we say diastases.
Okay.
And that is when there's a gap in the ab muscles
Mm.
after there's been a lot of pressure in the tummy, like pregnancy or quote unquote pot gut,
Mhm. Mhm.
people that have big beer bellies, big
Mhm.
pooches, and that can lead to a separation and thinning of the abdominal muscles. And it can cause some issues in your
Mm.
core, and it can prevent you from having that flatter look that a lot of people do want. None of us are going to have flat stomachs. I mean,
Mhm.
we can
Mhm.
flex our way into that, but we're not going to walk around that way.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
that's just not sustainable. And we've got curves. We're meant to have
Yeah.
curves. There's
Yeah.
things in there. There's food and there's life happening. So,
Exactly.
but we want strength and we want function. And so I specialize in things that have to do with the core, the pelvic floor muscles,
Mhm.
all of those things, and just educating and raising awareness about how those things play into fitness so that we can address them and be strong for the life that we're meant to live.
Absolutely. I love that. One of the things that my husband actually talks to people about, ministers on, is the fact that our bodies were designed to heal themselves. That's how God created us.
Yes.
So I love what you're doing, and just the fact that getting that core together, and the fact that you say everybody's stomach is not going to be flat. I
Right.
mean, I just heard of, I don't follow the folks, but of a young lady, an influencer, social media influencer. I think that's what she was. Um, Recently passed, and she was in her, I think, early to mid 30s. She went and had body surgery
Mhm.
and passed shortly thereafter.
Mm.
And I I became just really emotional hearing about it. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know her, I don't
Yeah.
follow her, but just the fact that, I think they called it a mom makeover,
Mhm.
and I'm just so sad to hear that, we're going to these lengths to get the
Yeah.
ideal look that we want, and that it can lead to that. It can
Yeah.
lead to that.
It's an expensive, difficult process to have abdominoplasty, to have those makeovers done. Um, and it usually is in a case of desperation. And, no shade to the people that have chosen that and come out of that and maybe needed
Right.
that for their mental health, because that is a factor. But I do find it remarkable that we're at a point in time where, and it usually is women, feel so much pressure from society
Yeah.
to not be allowed to reveal normal bodies that have been through a range of experiences.
Right.
We're not allowed to have children and then show the marks of that. I mean,
Mhm.
we actually are, but the
Right.
messaging and the media out there is so counter to that. And there's not a celebration of these bodies that are all unique and different. And I think that's sad. I think that we've kind of started to live in an echo chamber where we think that the only way to have a body is to have flawless skin, no stretch marks, no roundness, no curves. And that's such a lie.
Yeah.
Of course, I've spent a lot of time in locker rooms,
Mhm.
as a fitness instructor and working in gyms. And I actually think that's a blessing because I
Mhm.
got to be around all these women showering up after our classes with all these different bodies, just taking care of themselves and not shy and not bashful. And like to be around that was like a blessing because it was like you see this beautiful evidence of lives fully lived. And that's
And I
beautiful.
and I think that's the key, Beth, to it, to understand that your body has lived a life.
Mhm.
And like you said, not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, your body has brought life.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body has facilitated life, and that's no small feat.
No, or it's had surgeries or it has had injuries. And like, I do believe in this divine capacity that our bodies have to heal, but there's also going to be scars. There
Mhm.
might be some limping from something huge that happened in your life. And there are people that can help with all of that. But like, why are we so afraid to show up
Yeah.
as we are? And who, if there's somebody listening that has somebody in their lives that's trying to condemn them into not showing up because they're not perfect or they're not thin enough or they're not enough, period. You need to have some strong talks with that person.
Yeah.
Send them
You know,
my way.
and I love that you are not like super hyper focused on let's
Mm-mm.
just get the body, but
No.
let's address the mindset as well.
Yep.
Because you can work on your body all day long,
Yeah.
whether it be exercise, some type of fitness regimen, or surgery. But if the mind
Yeah.
is not together,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
not regulated, then you're still gonna have the same issues.
Yep. Yeah. You can't knife away what's going on in your head.
I love
And you can't. And the reality is that those surgeries take 6 months to 2 years to recover from, and you still need physical therapy. And and I have a very close family friend who had breast augmentation and now is trying to get it reversed because it's caused her so much pain and
that.
suffering. So um there's a risk and there's a reward, and
Mhm.
you have to evaluate that. For me, I try to exercise 20 to 30 minutes a day. And I
Mhm.
do a variety of things. And I encourage my clients to do that too. We offer a huge variety of workout videos, everything from gentle lay on your bed and do some stretches and belly breaths to
Mhm.
more intense cardio and weightlifting routines, because there's an ebb and flow to life, especially in female bodies. And there's a big movement right now to encourage women to work out with their cycles because it can be much more effective. Like, we don't have the same level of energy all month.
Mhm. Mhm.
So tuning in to how we're designed, tuning in to what our bodies need, and knowing that sometimes you're going to have energy to go for this long hike and maybe lift some weights, and other days you might lay in bed and do some basic stretches, and that is okay because
Yeah.
that's what you need in that season. So um I think that there's this huge lie that fitness has to be hard and intense, go big or go home, pee your pants, or you're not working hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
such lies.
And I'm literally sitting here like staring you in your face because I am mesmerized by the fact that you're not, hey, yeah, let's go and, break the gym, but
Mm-hmm.
you're literally appealing to the heart and the
Yeah.
mind and the gentleness. And I'm sure you can get loud. I mean,
Yeah,
we're
sometimes.
women, we can. Yeah.
Sometimes, but this is how I teach. I'm like, hey, let's come along. Let's do a few of these. And if that doesn't feel good, then try this other thing. And here's why we're doing this today. This is what muscles this works. All right, now let's try this other thing. Like that's actually how I
Yeah.
coach people as I'm doing the workouts.
I love this. I love this because this is, you are inviting, which lets us know that when those that are listening, when you reach out to Beth, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to have somebody who is working with you
Mm-hmm.
and not in your face, you've got to
Yeah.
do this, this, and this,
Mm-mm.
because that we get that all the time.
And it's not sustainable. People quit
Exactly.
that all the
Yeah.
time because it's not sustainable. They get too sore, they get injured, they get exhausted, and they quit. And then they beat themselves up instead of looking at the program and going, oh, maybe that program wasn't right. So
Oh,
when
goodness.
you do consistent, sustainable things, even if it's less than what you see in the industry, okay, fitness has
Mhm.
become very industrialized. Um, it's a way to rebel, actually,
Mhm.
to just take it back and own it and make it work for you because that's the long game. I just talked to a client the other day who was saying, I really worked on my squats for a couple years, and she's in her 40s and now she can squat clear to the ground, pick things up and stand back up just in her daily life. And she's like, but it took me so long. And, and I've maintained my weight, but I was just wondering. And I'm like, okay, hold up. Do you realize that most women in their 40s are getting worse at squats, not better? And now here you are better at it. And now with a skill and a technique in place that will benefit you for the rest of your life. And you've maintained your weight. And she's a healthy weight anyway, so she does not need to worry about weight loss. I don't pitch anything based on weight loss because it's such a farce, right? I mean,
Yes.
the whole BMI is based on a bunch of white dudes. It's not
Yeah.
applicable to female bodies or people of color or any of that because
Right.
all of that genetics, that all plays in and it's a stupid standard.
I love it.
So,
I love it.
mini rant. Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
I love it. I love it. So, Beth, let us know how we can get in touch with you, number one. And then number two, when we do get in touch with you, what does that look like? Is there a survey of some type that we complete? Is there some type of questionnaire? Do you get on a one-on-one? What happens when we reach out to you?
Well, if you message me, I'll answer back. Um, I've been doing this with Fit2B for 13 years and I don't have a survey. Maybe I should. But we reach women in about 40 countries and I'm still deeply involved. And if you message me and you tell me what you're looking for and what you need, and you're like, hey, listen, this is where my core is at. This is what's going on with my body. This is what hurts. What workouts do you have that would help me? And I'll ask you some questions. But usually a lot of people go to our website and we have memberships ranging from $5 and up. Like we keep it very affordable. I am not out here to become a billionaire. I'm out here to help people. And I really am passionate about making fitness accessible to all bodies. And so, yeah, you can connect with me through my website, fit2b.com. You can go to my Instagram, Fit2B Studio. You can find me on Facebook, Beth Learn, or Fit2B Tummy Safe Fitness. Um, if you Google me, you'll find me. And I'm here to help. I've got a great team of people that we do awesome customer service. We love answering questions. We love connecting people to what works for them, because what works for one person might be a 45-minute weight routine, and somebody else might need that 5-minute cozy bedtimes moves, which we just filmed. So it's helping you begin where you are. We want to
Exactly.
meet you where you are.
And I want to bring this caveat to the forefront and tell me if it applies or not. But I have a feeling that this applies, that even though we talked about our faith in the beginning of
Mhm.
this conversation, this is not, and you're not only open to faith-based individuals. This is for anyone
That's
that
correct.
wants to come
I'm a
and
person of faith, but we don't push that.
Exactly.
We use those ethics.
Right.
But we are very inclusive. We want all people to feel comfortable, and we want people to understand how their bodies work and
Mhm.
how they can get in shape right in their own homes without anybody yelling at them or
Yes.
feeling bad about their body. So yeah, it's a different way to do fitness, but it resonates and it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. I love this. I am in love with everything that you're doing.
Thank
I
you.
applaud everything that you're doing. You are truly a breath of fresh air,
Oh,
really and
that's what my name
truly.
means. Beth in Gaelic means breath of life.
Wow. I
Hmm.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
And
And
everything
it
goes back
fits.
to the breath.
Yeah.
Everything,
Everything. It does.
everything. It's where it all started. It's where it all keeps going. Always
Yeah.
about the breath.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, any last words of wisdom that you want to share with those that are listening?
I saw a meme this morning, and I've seen it before, and it was something along the lines of, I whispered to my body, "What do you need?" And my body took a breath and said, "I've been waiting for you to ask me this."
Whew.
Like, I think we need to stop listening to what everybody tells us everybody else is doing. We need to ask ourselves each day, what does my body need? And that's not a selfish thing,
It's not.
because this body we are in is, whether you believe in evolution or creation,
Mhm.
it is a tool, and it's a very important tool. It's a very important housing for us and what we need to do in this life. And we only
Mhm.
get one.
Mhm.
And if your body needs rest and you give it something else, it will hate you tomorrow.
Yeah.
So give your body what it needs today. Take a second to sit with it. Check in with your aches and pains. Take some deep breaths. Notice what feels tight. Notice what feels achy. Notice what feels good. Ask where you're at in your life. What season are you in? Do you need more rest? Do you need more motion? Do you need more energy? Do you need more food or less food? Just check in with your body and get real observant. And then take it one day at a time.
I love it. And I can say with all sincerity that I absolutely love you. I love
Thank
everything
you.
about you. Um, I feel comfortable
Mm,
with you, speaking with you.
that's an
And
honor.
this is something that a lot of people cannot say, but I feel confident speaking with you.
Mm,
A lot of people are not able to say that. When you can feel confident, and we've never spoken before. I just want to put
right?
that out there to the listeners. We've never met, we've never spoken ever, ever. And the fact that I feel confident,
Yeah,
like I feel like I can do anything speaking with you.
because you can.
Yeah. And when you have someone that is on the journey with you to help you
Mhm.
with your goals, if they don't evoke that feeling with you, you probably need to find Beth.
Yeah, come find me. I'll give you a pep talk. We'll get you going.
Love it. I love it. Beth, thank you so much for
You're
being on
welcome.
the
It
show
was an honor
today.
to be on this. I love what you're doing as well.
Thank you.
You're giving women and lots of people beyond that so much confidence and so much energy and motivation. So it's an honor to be on your show. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Folks, this has been another great episode of Go Be Great with Coach Karena. I am your host, Coach Karena Calhoun. We've had Beth Learn on the show today. Listen, you all know I say take notes, but more importantly, take action. So I will see you all on the flip side. Bye, everybody.